Over the years, I've added almost every classic focal length, as some say, to my street kit. So I have everything from the 28, 35, 40, 50, 55, 85. I love using all of these different focal lengths for different reasons, and they also define different periods of my street photography journey. If you go back to 2016, a decade ago, where I was learning street photography, my first 3 years learned street photography on one single focal length, and that was the 35. And I chose 35 because obviously 35 is beloved in the street photography community. It's a very beginner-friendly focal length. It's very versatile. So I thought, why not experiment and learn street photography with that? I never regretted learning all my street photography with that, the composition and framing and so forth. After the 3 years, I started to experiment more. I tried to add more focal lengths because I was just curious in terms of what kind of look I could get to my photographs. So there was a long period where I experimented with the 50, 85, and also the 40. That was a great period because I allowed myself to really understand the different focal lengths, what is different from the 35, because it was just so natural to me, the 35, because I knew what I could do with it. If we jump to 2023, and that was also a defining period in my street photography journey because that was where I started to experiment and actually going back to my roots with the 35 because I love to hate that focal length. There's nothing wrong with that focal length. Sometimes it's just a little bit boring. I actually started to use wider focal lengths, and wider focal lengths were never on my radar. I know it sounds so strange, but I never considered using a wide focal length because I was so much into the longer focal lengths, like the 85. At one point, I had the 105 on my wish list. I would say I had definitely these different and shifting periods where I used different focal lengths. And when I look back now, I realized that most of my favorite shots, they were either shot with a 28 or 50. And that kind of signifies one of the things that I've talked about a lot on my blogs as well. 28 and 50 has always been my perfect pair for street photography. I haven't been so conscious about it saying like, okay, these are the two focal lengths that are my favorite, but it actually fell into place where when I think about it now, I often reach for 50 or 28. So why exactly the 28 and 50 millimeter focal lengths? Going to be an insight into my creative process, how I use the different focal lengths, in which occasions, which situations. The look and feel I get of the photographs that I'm trying to make, I really love it with the 28 and 50. Another big factor is that they simplified my entire creative process so much because I know either I will pick the 28 maybe 98% of the time, and the rest 2% I know when I'm not in the mood to be very close to my subjects, I'll pick 50 millimeter. It's very important not to have so many options that it creates decision fatigue. These two focal lengths, 28 and 50, lets me cover almost every composition or framing I want, because if I have to say it a little bit philosophically, 28 lets me enter the space or a scene where there are multiple layers. The 50 millimeter lets me step back and isolate, so either to a subject or object. So together they feel complete for me as a street photographer, almost like two sides of the same style that I really like to capture. Let's start with the 28 millimeter focal length. I tend to pick it up more than the 50. Also the fact that I rebranded my whole YouTube channel to accommodate my obsession. The 28 millimeter street. It's not a fan favorite like the 35 millimeter or even the classic 50 millimeter that a lot of people just swear by, I think for a good reason. But the 28 millimeter, especially for me, it gives me a wider perspective. It shows enough of the scene that I'm trying to capture without going ultra wide and fisheye with distortion and all that. I think one of the reasons a lot of people shy away from the 28 millimeter is that it forces closeness. You have to really quickly become comfortable with being physically close to your subjects to get a decent photograph. I wanted those more intimate, raw photographs where I'm a little bit physically more closer to my subject. And I started as a challenge and then it kind of snowballed from there. And also the fact that you cannot hide from across the streets, which I definitely did because I didn't want to be close to my subjects. That's why I love the 85 millimeter. You're forced to be part of the moment. Back then, when I was learning to use the 20, that was a huge shift for me because I was very nervous about it and I hesitated a lot. I was afraid of how people might react if I was just like snapping photos of them and they noticed what I was doing. But I would say some of my favorite photographs actually happened because I pushed myself with the 28, that it feels like that I'm part of the scene. And that extra step changed the timing, the perspective, the energy, and everything in my photographs now. I felt like I couldn't make the same type of photographs across the street. Having to stand physically closer, that adds a whole different dimension to your skills as a street photographer. And I think that's really what I liked about it, because that focal length really rewards courage. I just want to give you some perspective on the 28mm and what it's good for and maybe less good for. Obviously, the 28mm is good for tight environments, narrow streets like we have plenty of here in Copenhagen, busy scenes, multiple layers, a little bit of chaos. Background is necessary to have a part of the story, to tell the proper story. Or if you physically want to move closer to the scene, to capture that special energy of the, the context of the scene, the movement that only exists if you step in a little bit closer. Camera shake is less noticeable, so slower shutter speed works, especially if you're using zone focus as well. And there is a huge depth of field flexibility as well. But some of the cons that are quite noticeable if you're not careful is that distortion. It's very easy to add too much clutter to the scene, so the entire photograph feels flat. So obviously it requires a lot of confidence to get physically closer to your subjects. The Leica is my main camera for street photography these days. When I bought it in 2024, I bought it with the 28 on the same day. I think for better part of a year, I only had one focal length I could use with that camera. I remember clearly one day I was out on the streets and I felt like really limited because I wanted to capture a scene, but I was not in the mood to stand really close to my subject. And I started to notice more and more moments where I wanted to capture a photograph, but that really meant that I have to step into the scene and move closer to the scene a lot more. I started to think about, okay, maybe adding another focal length to my street kit. Naturally, I turned to and did some research on the 50mm because I had the 55mm for my mirrorless camera. From that point on, it was just a matter of finding the right lens that I wanted. The 50mm, a classic, a favorite of so many street photographers worldwide. Using the 50mm for me, it becomes less about the movement, it becomes more about timing and composition. And often I would just go out on the streets and sometimes I would just see how a moment is unfolding, something that captured my attention. For this focal length, I think that's very, very good because I don't need to disturb the scene or the moment that is going on. I can just stand a little bit further away and be ready with my camera. I know it's a strange term, but it's a more calm focal length. So I feel like I'm more calm when I'm using it, but it's very powerful when scenes needs clarity and focus. I haven't really used the 50mm before then. It really gave a whole different look to my photographs and I loved using it. There was no doubt about me picking up this lens. I almost feel like it's the opposite of 28mm because the 50 gives isolation where 28 shows the entire scene or the environment. 50 lets me isolate the moment. And with the 28 it's the opposite. The 50 also strips down the scene. You can really focus on something. It also creates simplicity, right? Because it gives it almost a minimal, clean look, especially when backgrounds are messy. There was a period where I also experimented with street portraits. A few people approached me while I was out on the streets. Those portraits are some of my favorite. I think a few of them are taken with 55mm and some of them are taken with the 85. So why is the 28 and 50mm the perfect street photography pair for me? Because I don't need any other focal length to do street photography 99% of the time. Occasionally I want to go out with my 85 or a 35 or even 24, which I also have. Specialized look that I'm looking for when I pick up these other focal lengths. And if I only could pick two focal lengths, those would be the ones, so the 28 and 50. The 28 back in 2023 really gave a shock to the system, so it forces me to move and it gets me into the flow faster and it just hits you like, go, now we're on, let's move it. So it gives a really good balance, so you have the chaos and the less chaos on the other end. So let me know in the comments which are your favorite focal lengths and why. All right, I'll see you in the next one.